All right, hey guys. I did not trade today, but I'll go ahead and get right to it. This market structure and like analysis tool I built is pretty sweet. I don't need this PD thing, or this PD thing, but the market structure shift, the line, the bias, the time frame, the trend, those are all really relevant. This morning it was showing that the 4 hour was bearish, the daily was bullish, and the 1 hour is bullish, which is mixed bias. So I wouldn't typically trade that, but I had a pretty good reason to because this NWOG was right here, and the NDOG, whatever you want to call it, it was both. That always gets filled, always does, 100% of the time. So I wasn't really concerned. I was like, obviously, I'd love to trade that. It's a Monday. I love Mondays. Nothing wrong about that. You may notice that I'm on NASDAQ. I've decided to switch over to NASDAQ, and I'll just trade one contract as my standard size. But I was aiming to fill in this NWOG, which was this right here. That's what that was. That's this whole range is what I was interested in. Actually, I can just it'll be easier if I don't have that as like a bunch of lines on my chart, and instead I just have it as that. There we go. So this is our NWOG. I'm gonna go ahead and just change the there we go. That'll be a little bit better, a little bit less noticeable, but still you can see it. I in pre-market it was like 6:30, maybe it was 7, but I was going over the bias and we had that's not what I meant to do. Bullish order block right here. This is a 4 hour or bullish order block, so I wanted to see price return down to this. But then what we will notice soon after is that we actually already returned to this 4 hour order block. We went up, validated this 4 hour order block, then returned to it in pre-market. So I'll show you in a second, but that would have been a really ideal entry. But then what forms when we come down to this 4 hour order block and we end up retracing to it is this 1 hour bullish order block. The reason that I missed this morning, which was really sad looking back on it, I'm feeling less emotional about it than I have in past times, but it was just a missed opportunity, which was frustrating, but also it is what it is. I didn't lose any money today. I didn't force a trade or anything, so I'm not too mad about that. But this was this 1 hour order block, and I labeled it as this instead down here. And one thing that I do, this is just like a habit thing of mine, is when it's on a high time frame, like I'm talking like 1 hour and above, all my order blocks I do from the wick. I don't know why. It's just like a pattern that I've noticed that I like to follow through with. It's just a thing. I don't know why. So when I put it down to this body, it was misrepresenting this candle. Now, not only did it do that, but if you take this and you go like that, and then you go down to the 15 second. So I'll go over the pre-market entry. That was this down here. We hit this 4 hour order block. And then of course, sitting right below that 4 hour order block is this London low. And how do we treat this London low? We treat it beautifully. So right here, we have this slight move up, and then we have this move down, taking out London low. We've already taken out this 4 hour order block that we're kind of sitting in right now. And when we do that, we create a change in state of delivery right here, which is something I picked up from this guy. He uses something called a CASA model, or he came up with it. It's called the CASA model. And he uses a wick. He uses like wick theory of some variety. This kind of looks like his wick theory, except not really. You can go look him up if you want. I forget his full name. His name's like Adam something. But yeah, this would have been a sweet entry right here. Could have just entered in right here. You just enter in on the close of this candle. At least I don't trade exactly like he does. I just took some of his stuff because I think it's kind of cool. And you would have gone stopped out, but that's probably because morning session is not as precise as session open, especially taking into account the fact that this is a Monday and we had volatile news over the weekend. So this was the first entry, was this entry from the breaking the 4 hour order block into this London low. And then you have this low right in here where we then have, if you were doing it off of my typical model, you just have this market structure shift right here. And then you come down into the order block right here. See, I mark out that body on lower time frames, but the wick on higher time frames, just a thing. But yeah, you could have entered right there. And that would have made for a beautiful long filling out this end walk. But the alternative was this right here. So this is that hourly order block. You can see the blue kind of sticking out over there. That's that bullish 1 hour order block. And so the one thing we do is we come up, we validate that order block, and then we start coming down. And as we come down, we hit the 1 hour order block. And it's not very precise in here, is kind of what I go to notice, is like there's not really a whole lot of objectivity about this. So then what ends up happening is we end up going down. We hit it this 3/4 level, this 0.75 level, and this first presented fair value gap from April 8th, which was a while ago. It was like 5 days ago. Yeah, 5 days ago. So this is one of the reasons I really like this indicator, is it can pull information for me from like days ago where levels are still relevant. ICT likes doing it in a notebook. I just like having it here because it's, I don't know, it's easier for me. It makes sense. And I code it so it all lines up really well in my head. The reason this daily went away is because there's not enough information on the 15-second that it can pull in the last like several thousand bars to give us daily time frame. So you just go into the 1 minute or 5 minute, it'll show this. But right here, we hit this 0.75 level. Right here, we hit it. And then we hit it, but we don't make any kind of change in state of delivery. We don't make any kind of market structure shift. So then we end up going down farther and we hit the CE beautifully. And we end up closing below that 3/4 level, staying in these top two quadrants of this order block, which is beautiful. I mean, we're respecting everything just how we want to. The one thing that I didn't like is that this is 8:30 open, and this is midnight open, and we're above both, which is not ideal. But then right here, we get this change in state of delivery, which would have been a great entry. That would have been a great entry. Another option, which is like my typical model, is you have this market structure shift right here, and you would have had to have waited for this fair value gap right here on the 15-second. This would have given you that bullish fair value gap, which would have been your only entry, really. But yeah, that would have been what you had. So yeah, and then this is the regular trading hours opening range gap. And so we perfectly hit the top of it. We react off of it, come down to this quarter level of the regular trading hours opening range gap, and then we boost up to almost, you'll notice that I think we're a tick off. Or do we perfectly hit it? No, we perfectly hit it. Okay, so we perfectly hit it. So if you put your if I were to have put my take profit right at that level, I would not have gotten taken out, but it ends up just coming back down for a retracement and then extending back up. And eventually, towards the end of the day, we end up in hitting this previous day high and previous week high level. So overall, it was a really sweet, chill day. I was not like disappointed by any means. Oh, and part of Costa's model is this. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but whenever I go on the 15-second, it gets rid of these SMTs. I need to fix that on the SMT indicator. But we also had SMTs right here, which just it lines up really well with this guy Costa, the Costa model from this guy Adam. He's a really cool trader. If you guys want to check him out, I'm not like super. I haven't like looked super deeply into his stuff, but I joined his Discord and kind of messed around in there and just kind of been looking at some of the stuff he has. So if you're interested, he's got a private mentorship and whatnot that you can go look at if you really want. But yeah, no, I was super interested in this. This was a really sweet model. SMT here, SMT here, SMT on this entrance right here, which is just beautiful. I mean, it beautifully matches up with his model. The only thing it doesn't match up with is these wicks right here. They aren't ideal for how he typically trades, which in my opinion is fine. It's not how I trade. But change in state of delivery right here after hitting a very, very key level with an SMT. I mean, it just makes for an ideal entry right there. And then his model, I'm not totally sure if this is right, but I'm pretty sure his model states that you then enter in a long position right when it hits this level, but I would just open on the close of that candle and then you put it like your stops at the 50% of this down move that created your SMT. And then I would have targeted regular trading hours opening range gap high and then new week opening gap to close out the gap. So that's it for me. I did not trade the afternoon. The afternoon didn't have any targets after we had taken out previous week highs. I just wasn't really interested. We did have all these SMTs during this period, but there weren't any key levels that I was interested in. So that was kind of what I was looking at. But we did have all these SMTs. So I mean, maybe this was something to be looking at, especially because you have. Yeah, no, you actually don't have a change of state of delivery right here. You'd have had to wait till there. You have a change of state of delivery there. Yeah, but you get that SMT. Oh, yeah, it's really choppy in the afternoon here too. Uh, is there news I didn't know about? Hang on, let me just check this before I sign out for the day. Just to make sure that I'm not missing or misinforming you guys on anything. No, that's not what I meant to type. Fuck. I suck at typing. This is bad. Nope, no news today. No news Monday, but yeah, this afternoon session looks pretty choppy. May have looked better on the 5 second, but yeah. I didn't have anything that I like specifically wanted to target, so I didn't end up trading the afternoon session. So that's just me. Um, but but yeah, no, that's I think that's it for me today. Like I said, I did not end up trading that. I didn't force a trade after that though. That was the main trade that I was looking for. And I just improperly marked out this 1 hour order block, and then I needed to put a quadrant level over the 1 hour order block to understand that this was a quadrant level in line with this CE of a first percent for value gap from like a week ago, and then this SMT, and this whole thing would have been beautiful. I mean, it was truly a beautiful setup. It was absolutely gorgeous. There was nothing wrong with it. I just labeled it wrong, so that's on me. But I hope you all did well. I hope it was a good day for you guys, and I will be back at it tomorrow. I haven't really looked at our news events for this week, but I'm sure there won't be anything too insane. Let's see. Tuesday. So tomorrow we have PPI. We have Empire State Manufacturing at 6:30. That's all 6:30. Or 8:30 Eastern time, I guess. Yeah, no, we don't have anything. We have FOMC member Waller speaking on Friday at noon, so maybe that'll be relevant. There's also unemployment claims in the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index on Thursday pre-market, so at the trade embargo. So we'll see. And with all the stuff in Iran, there's a bunch of stuff to unpack there. So yeah, that's it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you guys, as always, want anything specific from me, let me know. But yeah, have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, guys.